Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today's Saturday, August 26th. I hope my bees aren't swarming. I do this every day around this time. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. But anyways, I thought I'd talk today about Black Madeira figs. Let's go take a look at the size of the figs right now. I've got one right at my feet here. Here's a Black Madeira. It really needs to be up-potted, not just because it's crammed into this pot here, but the pot is also disintegrating. And I know for certain this one here is UC Davis Black Madeira, and is the size of the fig right now on this particular tree. Now, when you start getting into figs, you don't realize that not only are there a lot of varieties, but the same variety can come from different sources, and it can end up being either a completely different fig or maybe an improved or healthier version from the other source. So initially, when I was getting these Black Madeira figs, I did get a bunch from UC Davis, but I also acquired some cuttings from Encanto Farms in California. And that's the one that seems to be popular right now from KK on eBay. And it seems to be a little bit more robust or vigorous, but that's not saying that you can get nice figs from the UC Davis variety. I have both trees or Black Madeira from the two different sources, and you know, it's really hard to say. In some respects it does get vigorous, but you can get nice figs from the UC Davis version also. Let's see, what is this one? I forget. Okay, that's a UC Davis Black Madeira. See the leaf pattern and the size of the figs on that. But let's go take a look at the two older trees that I have. I think they might be about 7 years old or older. So these are the two oldest Black Madeira fig trees that I started from cuttings a long time ago. Don't recall. You can see the size of the trunk here. And the other one, you know, you can tell I started these cuttings about the same time. Now my recollection is I had a cutting that survived from Encanto Farms, and I had a cutting that survived from UC Davis. So since then I've started more cuttings from UC Davis when you still could receive cuttings from UC Davis. That's no longer the case. And but I did not subsequently order more cuttings from Encanto Farms. So any cuttings or plants that I started were from the original cutting that survived from Encanto Farms. So I'm saying, by looking at this, I would say that the one on the right is UC Davis, and the one on the left is Encanto Farms. Let's take a look at these shoots that have come up. And you can see where I took an air layer off last year, and there's just constantly, I think I took an air layer off before that too, same location. So look at all the figs that are on these branches here. There's 4 on that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9 on that other branch right there. And there's 4 on that branch right there. But the leaves are identical to this. One on the right, which is, I'm saying, is UC Davis. But when you get up to the top, I don't know. Hard pressed to say there's a difference between the two. The could be that they're both root bound, so they're under stress or being limited that way. But bottom growth looks like there's more vigor on the tree on the left. So there's some of the figs at the top on what I would say is the Encanto Farm tree. It's the size of the fig. And there's some good amount of figs on this one here. From, I would say, is Encanto Farm. I would say is from UC Davis. I've got an air layer there that I started last year. Could probably remove. But look at that. I just noticed that. Look at all the little figs on that. There's no way those are going to develop this year, but there's a lot of figs on that. So, like I said, I have a lot of cuttings that I started subsequently, either directly from UC Davis or cuttings from what looks to be more vigorous on the bottom growth here on the left. So let's take a look at this tree here. I would say, it's got some nice sized figs on it. But again, I haven't kept accurate track of these two varieties or two versions of the same variety. Now here is what I would think would be, because I'm looking at the fig mosaic virus on this, and I would say that this is UC Davis, but it's got a lot of figs on it. I like that bluish tinge to the figs here. So both versions are going to give you figs if you have the heat or a greenhouse. They're predicting or forecasting temperatures in the 50s next week. We've already seen temperatures in the 60s, so I don't know, hopefully it will warm up again in the month of September. I get the chickadee here, has me trained to get some peanuts for him. I can't see in the viewfinder. Oh, there he is. Okay, so he's in. Asking for some peanuts. So, this I would say is the Black Madeira from UC Davis, and it's doing good. I don't know what happened here. This was in the lean-to, and I've been meaning to up-pot this. It's stressed, and it seems that a lot of these trees that are in the smaller pots get stressed seem to produce a lot. I don't know why that is. So, yeah, so this tree looks pretty good here. Yeah, that's a good sized fig. Hopefully some of these will ripen. Now here are 3 more, and I'm looking at these, and they all have a lot of figs for the size of the plant. So here's the one on the farthest right, and you can see the figs there. Has the same yellowing as that other one. There's the size. It's about the same size. Here's the one in the middle. Yeah, I don't know. It has some lighter green figs, and then the ones on the bottom here are a little bit more bluish. And then here's the one on the farthest left here. And I would say, if you look at those leaves, I would say that's a UC Davis. The one in the middle, I don't know. The figs aren't as overall developed. All the leaves are pretty healthy. Really no, I mean, I'm sure it's there, but you can see some of the distorted leaves here, or misfigured leaves from the fig mosaic virus. This one's a lot more cleaner looking. And this one here, yeah, I don't know. Got the yellow. I would say this is probably Encanto Farms too. Again, got the bluish tinge to the figs. So you're still going to get a good fig. And a lot of times, you know, it's just gonna, depending on your conditions, it's gonna outgrow this fig mosaic virus. So back in the lean-to here, these are cuttings that I started this year. So this is why I'm bringing this up. It's hard to say where these are sourced from. This one here, I would say UC Davis, because of the fig mosaic virus that I'm seeing. But again, it's not to say that it's not going to be able to give you some good figs. Here's another strong grower on the right, but I would still say that's UC Davis. So I'm looking at the leaves here. This is uppotted into this in June. And then there's this one here, Black Madeira, 627. I would say this is Encanto Farms. But you can see it still had a little bit of misshapen leaf here. It looks like it just didn't know what it wanted to do there for a second, whether it wanted to become one of those or one of the spades. But half and half. So I just wanted to bring that up because if I do list these on eBay, I'm just going to list them as Black Madeira. And if asked, I guess I'll give my opinion on where I think it might be from, but I don't think you should be disappointed because either way it's going to be a little difficult to get it to ripen unless you're in the south. You have a lot of heat, a lot of hours that you can give it, high heat, long season to get them to ripen. But as you can see, I would say this is from UC Davis. It's got a lot of figs on it. And if this one is correct, or if I'm correct, and this is from Encanto Farms, you know, either way, the trees produce, and I would say that yes, and Encanto Farms, Encanto Farms Black Madeira, it's a little bit more productive, but it doesn't ripen any earlier, I don't think. I've had both of these trees ripen inside the lean-to. They both need a lot of heat, a lot of light, long season, and they will give you some ripe figs. So this is New England Gardening on Black Madeira as of Saturday, August 26th, 2017. Thanks for watching.